Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Royal Instinct. Today we're going to be watching a video by a lady. I forgot her name now. I'll put it in the description. We'll be watching a video about why dating has become very, very difficult. Okay, let's see what she is saying. We are living in difficult times. We are living in uncertain times. New technologies are coming at us thick and fast. Um, AI will displace most of humanity. AI will take most of people's jobs, and most people will be left redundant. There will be no need for them. The solution for that will be governments will offer you universal basic income in return for your inheritance, in return for any properties and lands that you own. So upon your death, it will not go to your children or your any family members. It will go to the government and institutions. Okay, if you only have to look at what the World Economic Forum is doing, they are bringing together big corporations such as BlackRock, World Banks, JP Morgan, and government leaders. And in essence, they are now part of the same team, government and big corporations, and they are the de facto ruling class, and normal people are under their they are their followers in essence. They don't have a say in how the world is run, and they are bringing about new legislations, which may end in a dystopian future. Okay, it is very inhumane what how things will unfold if universal basic income comes into play. You'll be left to stay in your room, but you'll also be given the metaverse, and you'll be able to run around in the metaverse. You'll be able to um socialize on the metaverse. You'll be living in a 15-minute city, and in essence, there'll be no need for you to ever fucking leave the house. There'll probably be some sort of fake, you know, crises which will make you too scared to leave the house anywhere. So then you'll just be better off in your home inside the metaverse. It is very inhumane. You'll be depraved of social interaction, like physical social interaction, and you you know you will be left a shell of a person because you will not be able to release certain hormones. You will feel more isolated than ever. You will feel like people don't understand you. You will feel like people don't really know who you are. Okay. This is very dangerous territory that we're headed towards, and dating will suffer as well. Since the pandemic, about the rise of lonely young men is ever increasing, and this woman's going to be exploring why that is happening. One reason why it's happening is because we have commoditized love, in essence, right? Like, you if you have a heartbreak, you listen to love songs. If you are in a relationship, you're supposed to go on all these expensive experiences. You're supposed to go on fancy trips with your partner. You're supposed to spend money, um, you know, 2-3 months worth of salary on an engagement ring. And if you don't do it, then you're not good enough. Then you don't deserve my love. Everything um, in the courtship ritual, in the dating scene has been commoditized. Okay, everything is about, can this person, if I date him, help my brand? Okay, many people get a boyfriend, but then don't show him on Instagram. Why? Because it lowers her perceived value. Because if she's in a relationship, then it makes her seem unattainable, and she may be, getting different brand deals based on her availability. Um, Dating is very short term now. There is no long term need. Nothing is long term if you think about it. Fashion is fast. Food can be. Nobody makes food anymore. We all get it delivered. It's all about quick and easy access, and so is relationships. Relationships should be short, filled with drama. Um, a lot of sex, and then you move on to the next thing. It's like, oh, okay, like, I fucked I fucked him, I fucked her for like the last 3 months. Let me now move on. Let me try some new pussy. And it's not just women, it is guys as well. So it's like we are all just like, yeah, let's try this. Let me try a Filipino today. Let me try a some Sudanese pussy. Let me try some Russian minge. Let me try an Irish girl. Do you get what I mean? It's like now, because we live in a global society, we want to try everything. Um and In essence, we want to, most people want to, but most people can't. Many people are getting hurt in the way. Relationships that could have blossomed into something beautiful get pushed to the wayside, and those traumatic experiences of the first few heartbreaks that you have leave scars. And then once you have scars, it is very difficult to trust in the future. And then nobody is ever fully committed when they date later on in life. So if you have a lot of heartbreaks in your 20, in your when you're 18, 19, in your teenage years, and then in your early 20s, you'd be fucked around by women or men. And then you in your late 20s and 30s, it's like, so now you don't trust anyone because you've been scarred so many times previously. Obviously that's going to make fucking dating difficult, but let's see what this woman has to say.
Why does it feel impossible to find love these days? And if you're thinking that dating is harder today than back with your parents' generation or even just like 10, 15 years ago, well, you're not wrong.
Your parents' generation options were limited. We live in an unlimited. It seems like we have unlimited options. Okay, like you can open a dating app and be like, yeah, look how many fucking potential partners there are. Okay, and the more things you have, the more widespread your attention is, and then everything just becomes a shallow experience. It's like, okay, that person, that person, that person, that person, and everything's very, very shallow. Okay, instead of enjoying a whole plate of a meal, it's like you're just at a buffet trying a little bit. Um, and because you're trying a little bit, the quality of it is never rich. It's just enough to just for you to excite your taste buds, and then you move on. Because what's the point of making the best ever steak dinner if you are just going to take one bite and then go for a pizza? It's like, let me half ass this steak, because your brain can say that I've had the steak, and then you move on to the pizza. Neither of them are good, right? So there's no depth of experience. Everything's very shallow. Everything is very cheap in essence. Yeah, the modern dating world has cheapened the experience of dating.
The sad truth is that now over 50% of women in their 30s are now single.
Let me read that. Over half of women turn 30 without children, as later motherhood becomes the norm. Yeah, and that is a byproduct of obviously women being more educated, a byproduct of women having careers, and also a byproduct of women having more options. Okay, and because you think you have more options, they believe that having children will actually tie them down and limit their options. Which is fair enough. It is kind of true, I guess, but it also, you then don't have the depth of motherhood either. Do you know what I mean? Like if you have a career, if you're a career woman in her 30s and 40s raising children, it's like that you miss out on the depth of having children. Do you go in? Because now you also have to balance, your attention is split between your children and your career. And it's a personal choice. It's like, would you rather have a shallow experience or depth, or a very deep experience and rich experience?
And childless.
I've been dating since I was 15. I'm exhausted. Where is he?
Now, I'm going to reveal the shocking truth to why this has happened and what we can actually do to fix this. Look at it this way. How are we going to meet people naturally these days if
There is no more natural meeting up, because women expect a guy to approach, and because in the dating world, it's always been that the man is the pursuer and the woman is being pursued. Now, if a man pursues this, it will be labeled as creepy. It can be the potential threat, and he may get cancelled or me too. So therefore, people now just are like, let me avoid that risk altogether, and then they're moved, because in person, and people are more socially awkward as well now. And because people don't know how to approach and how to date, it's like everything's done be the screen, right? So then a lot of it is faked, and especially with now AI images, AI technology becoming ever better and better and better. Even men are now editing their photos to project a false narrative that women buy into. So it's like, literally, it's not even that who's the best man. They're not choosing who the best man is. Is who has the best profile. Okay, and literally that is how people date these days. It's like, who has the best profile, who can conjure up the best image online.
Most people that you see on the street, they wear their headphones, they're glued to their phone, they're literally walking like this. Are we really going to get eye contact with someone that way? Like, how are we going to flirt?
And even if you do give someone a contact and then the woman doesn't like it, now the man is a creep, okay? Like, it's never reversed, is it? Right? Because the woman could be like, even if a woman goes out and she's like, okay, I want a man to make eye contact with me. If the wrong man makes eye contact, you know, she can always deny it. Be like, oh, do you know what? Like, actually, I was just minding my business, reading my book, and this man just kept looking at me. He is being the creep. So that's why, you know, the only dating left is online. That's why you have to start producing content so people can get a sense of your real personality, so you can't fake it. You need to build a kingdom, because the best dating opportunities will come your way if you are a king. Most women will see themselves as queens, and if you can present yourself as a king, if you have a kingdom which can't be faked, you will be having the best dating life possible. You will have your choice of the most beautiful women in the world, which is what I help my clients with. You know, I help them become more charismatic communicators. I help them become content creation machines, become charismatic leaders, and be seen as kings, build a kingdom, and rise to the top.
In waiting rooms, at the gym, in coffee shops, when everyone is just like a zombie. It's very interesting though that even though we have all these dating apps, dating should feel so much easier than it actually is. But why is that? Statistics say that 40% of people today meet their significant other online. But at the same time, everyone that I meet hate online dating and complain about how miserable and awful it is. I mean, if you can relate, definitely leave a comment. Now, I don't understand dating apps, to be fair, because even though I used them myself back when I was single, but I look at them and I'm like, how is it possible that you gather all these people on this app? There is no red thread whatsoever. Creeps are welcome, and then think that you're gonna have an easy time going through all this riffraff to find your soulmate. Maybe having this.
Well, that is a problem. It's like they're filtering out for riffraff, okay, and most people present themselves as fake, and there is a lot of riffraff, and then you can't distinguish what's good, what's bad, and then you end up choosing who you believe is the best partner. What the women choose, right? And they usually then move on from um, the dating app and move and say, let me get your social media account, let me get your Instagram. And then literally who wins is the person with the best pictures online and whoever has the largest following. In essence, to be successful in today's dating market from a man's perspective, you have to be a king, you have to be a celebrity, you have to have a large enough following for her to see that you are somebody worth knowing. Here on Raw Instinct, what we do is we make content around something that you are passionate about, something that you are interested in, and we build content around that. You become a content creation machine, you become a subject matter expert, you are seen as a authority in your field. That cannot be faked. You will have a massive following, and then once you have that, you'll have a good enough social media presence, and then dating will become easy for you. It takes just a couple just a couple months worth of work, literally, and from then on it just snowballs. If you can stomach it for 6 months to set the foundations, after that, everything becomes very, very easy. Women will be lining up to date you. Women will be literally, like, it'll be you choosing, like you'll be you have a row of women, of 10, 20 women that you get to choose from. It's like, next, oh, I have this one, okay. And literally dating as a king and dating as a normal person is totally different, which is why I encourage you to build a kingdom so you can have the dating life of a king.
Broad access to people isn't necessarily a good thing, because what are you going to have in common? When we meet people in natural ways, we usually have something in common, whether that is friends in common or workplace, or if there is an activity that we're both are doing.
I don't believe that you need anything in common to have a great day. What you need is to be an interesting person. What you need is the ability to show a woman that you are in control of your own life, that you are in control of yourself, and the only people who are in control of their own lives, who are in control of themselves, who are able to bend the will of the world to themselves, is kings. Okay, it can't be faked. If you're just a servant, if you are just a person who helps other people accomplish their goals, but you're never accomplishing your own goals, which is what a paycheck basically is. It's like you sell your soul to help that corporation accomplish its goals over your own dreams. You know, of course, no one's going to fucking date you if you're that type of person. But if you do focus on yourself, if you do build a kingdom for yourself, then that is a very attractive um, person in a woman's mind. You have to understand is women are attracted to the male brain. Okay, that if you have a strong male brain, you can then use that strength of your brain, of your mind, to build a strong body, which is what big muscles are. Big muscles are a sign of a strong mind. Okay, if you are very, if you're very educated, it's a sign of a very smart mind. If you are very creative, if you're a musician, if you're a painter, it's a sign of a very creative mind. So it's literally, it doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter what you accomplish. It's just you need to be able to use your mind to accomplish something, to bend the will of the world, bend reality to your will, in essence. Okay, that is what people find attractive. Having things in common, like friends. What did she say here? Friends, work, and hobbies. Nobody gives a fuck about that.
Meaning that we're interested in that activity, or even just the geographic location, where in the city we live and what places we go to. But the online dating world is making everything accessible to everyone, meaning that it actually becomes really hard to find someone that you have something in common with. So
again, I believe she's very wrong about that. You don't need something in common with someone. You need to present yourself as a king. You need to be the best option that people have. That is the truth, right? Everyone else is going to have a subpar dating life. If you understand what I'm saying, if you understand why you need to present yourself as a king, become a king, to have the best dating life, then reach out to me. We can work together and I can show you how to do it. But let's fast forward what this woman is saying and see if she has any other points to make.
Breeds like this perfectionism that it's almost like we have this throwaway mindset where people are just so disposable that you don't have to change anything about yourself because you can just change the person. Just hop on over to the next. Sometimes I have definitely given this advice, and I do think in certain circumstances this is important to do, because if someone is treating you poorly, then you have to hop on.
But that's the thing. It's like, what how do you define treating you poorly? Do you get what I mean? Like for some people, it could be just like if your partner says that, oh, can you go get me a coffee, and you're very busy with your own stuff. You're like, nah, actually, I can't. I gotta run, go to work. She might be like, well, okay, he chose work over me. Therefore, he's not the right person. And then she picks up her phone, and then there's like 12 other guys messaging her saying, hey, you look beautiful. Can I take you out? Like sometimes that's all it takes. And because we live in this society where options are endless, right? There's always someone in line waiting to fuck your girl. Not saying that she will, but the threat of it is always there. It's like, and just the threat of something can be used to manipulate you, to persuade you, in essence. The threat of it can ruin any relationship.
Over to the next, instead of being mistreated and have low standards and get something far lower than what you deserve. But that is the exception.
So before we move on, this whole standards, low standards, high standards thing is like, everyone wants someone with high standards. Everyone believes that they are special and they have high standards, and they are all wrong. Okay, not everybody has high standards. The only person who has high standards is a king. Here on Royal Instinct, I am looking for 100 people who believe that it is their destiny to become kings, that they are of royal descent, and they want to build a kingdom and be part of this royal alliance, this network of kings. Once you are a king, that there is no other standard that is higher, right? The royal standard is the highest standard. Therefore, you must become a king and build a kingdom.
Now, this one is going to ruffle some feathers, but please hear me out. And I am actually talking about both genders, including women. As you know, I'm also an online mentor for women who want coaching. And if you want to go and find out how I can help you level up in life, then go to annabey.com and find out how you can work together with me. During all these years of experience, I have come across that a lot of people, both the genders, have unrealistic expectations of what kind of level of
Unrealistic expectations. Yeah, I mean, social media has mindfucked a whole generation of people. We only see the best. We see people living their best life online, and we try to attain that. We try to be part of that. However, that is reserved for people who have kingdoms, who are wealthy, who can rise to the top and are seen and famous. Okay, like if you have unrealistic dating expectations, but still want to fulfill them, the only way you can do it is by becoming an influencer, having thousands of followers, be seen as a king, and build a kingdom, become rich as fuck. By having a kingdom, and once you're seen as a king, you have the best money making opportunities, the best dating opportunities. You'll be seen as somebody who is worth knowing. So therefore, you have the best social opportunities, and you are able to build a kingdom and be seen as a king. And then you have a queue of women lining up to become your queen. If you want to have the best dating life in the world, if you understand what I'm saying, if you want to be part of this movement, then reach out to me and see if we can work together. But that is it for today. And thank you to what was the name? Anna Bay. Maybe we'll do another video on her. I think it was quite fun her to see what her insights were and how wrong she was. But that is it for today. Thank you very much, and I will see you later.